guys, Phil from Smooth As Detailing here for another episode. Today we're doing something a bit different. So we've linked up with the girls from Slick As, also known as BUSHWRAPZ, and what they do is they specialise in DIY kit, film kits to wrap your own car. So let's give you a quick preview. We've got them all here. We'll show you a bit later. So they are a professional installer and applicator of full PPF wraps, but they also offer this DIY kit, which we've just got our hands on. So lately I've been taking my Navara out. This is my beast here, 2020 STX Series 4. It's about 20,000 Ks on it now. Done a few little bits and pieces to it, as you can see. But I'll throw a few photos in at the moment where I took it out recently and I had some good old pin striping on it. Now look, this is obviously ceramic coated, so it does help to a degree, but nowhere near as strong as PPF film. So you know, in my instance, the pin striping was just on top of the clear coat, on top of the coating, so we're able just to buff that out, recoat it, and we're good to go again. But long term, I don't want to keep doing that, and you know, the more you buff it, you know, you thin the paint out slowly. So I thought, let's speak to the girls at BUSHWRAPZ or see what we can do for the Navara. So they've sent us out a advanced kit, so it's about 5 years warranty. Still a DIY kit, so it's for pretty much both sides of the vehicle, the rear tubs, the two doors, and the guard. Now, like I said, full DIY kit. It's all pre-cut, so it's got cutouts for your handles, your blinkers, and whatnot. And they're designed to finish roughly, say, anywhere from 3 to 5 mil off the edge. So it's quite easy to install. You don't have to worry about removing panels and folding it over and all that. But in saying that too, you can stretch the film lightly, so you can get that 3 to 5 mil gap down to say 1 to 2 mil. So yeah, first time for us wrapping. We're gonna give it a go and see how easy it actually is. We've seen lots of videos. When you buy the kit specific to your vehicle, the girls will email you a bunch of videos, so a link to a bunch of videos, and that will be specific to your car, giving you tips and tricks on how to apply it to your car, as well as general tips on how to apply, and etc. So we're going to start on the passenger side because we've got a snorkel there. We're going to have to be doing a bit of customization. So we're going to start on this side, nice, plain and simple. Now it's been all cleaned and prepped. We've removed the ceramic coating, so that makes sure that the wrap adheres properly to the paintwork, because if it's got coating on it, it won't want to stick properly. So for instance, if your vehicle is not coated, all you've got to do is wash it down, clay bar it if you can to remove any debris off the paint, and then dry it, or maybe alcohol wipe it just so it's nice and tacky, ready to apply. In this instance, like I said, it's all been buffed and ready to go. Paint's all nice and clean. So first step is we got to get the film out, get it all ready, get some soapy water, get our squeegees ready, and we'll go from there. See how we go. Wish us luck. Now, as you see, all the PPF comes labelled, so you know what's for what. You've got passenger fender, driver door, etc. So they're all cut specific to obviously your vehicle. So we're going to start with possibly the front guard and work our way back down the car. We'll do the passenger side first because we have to do some modifications around there. Now, as I mentioned, this wrap is the advanced kit. So it comes with a 5-year warranty. You know, from, I'm guessing, you know, discoloring, defaults, etc, as long as it's not user error. Now, this wrap here is self-healing. So what that means is, if you were to scratch it lightly, scrub up against some trees, or you know, rub your hand on it in dirt, and it creates, you know, swirl marks and stuff like that on a normal paintwork or on a ceramic coating, once that's there, it's there. And the only way to remove it would be to paint correct it. Now with this stuff, it's actually self-healing, so when a bit of heat is applied to it, it will actually, I wouldn't say melt, but it mold itself back into where it's got to be and remove those marks. Now, with that being said, a bit of common sense is that if it's a deep gouge or like a nice big tree stump or a key mark, it's not going to self-heal, but it's too thick. Like this is only still quite thin. It's got 3 layers to it, and that top layer is your self-healing. But in saying that, you know, swirl marks, wash marks, light scrub marks, apply a bit of heat to it with a heat gun, hairdryer, or just leave it in the sun, and it'll heal itself up. So big advantage over ceramic coating. Now obviously it's a lot more expensive than ceramic coating if you were to do a whole car, and you've got that 1 year, 5 year or 10 year kit that you can buy. Now the 1 year kit is designed to just quickly slap on before you're going to head out to a week away out in the bush. This kit is a bit more long term, 5 year. If you go out to the bush, you use the car daily, you got that 5 years, but you're going to be paying a bit more for it, standard. So yes, ceramic coating is awesome. It's much more easily applied in the sense that, with PPF, you can't start doing all in these places here or all around there, unless you get to a place that's going to custom make it for you and cut it out, and you're looking in excess of $5,000 for the whole car. Whereas on average, a car like this, you can coat it for $1,200-1,300, and that covers everything on the exterior.
Alright, so this is our first attempt of BUSHWRAPZ car wrapping, or also known as slick as. So I know people are going to start asking for, are you guys going to start doing this as part of our packages? We don't know yet, probably not. It's just for a self-satisfaction thing, and we wanted to give it a go. So yeah, this is our first attempt, so we're just going to see and try how easy it is for any person with a bit of knowledge.
And I'm sick of scratching my car.
And that's it, Phil's sick of scratching his car, I'm sick of buffing it. So this is our best option. And we are going to ceramic coat on top of this afterwards.
Yeah, so I told them that we removed it already and added all that, so it sticks. So we just got a 1 litre bottle of water with a bit of, what is it, baby shampoo?
It's Johnson's baby shampoo.
So just to make it slick.
So just put a squirt of that, 2 squeegees.
Yep. And then our passenger fender. So first step, as the girls explained in their tutorial, one person holds it.
Wet fingers first.
Wet fingers, so you don't stick to the wrap itself.
Make it wet, that's it. I'm holding the wrap side. Yeah. We'll probably start with this end.
Yeah. And then as I peel, I'll lubricate it.
Yeah, I'll just get my hands
stick to itself.
Let me just get. Phil's going to.
So you're going to grab on that side.
Yep.
And I'm going to peel from here. Yep. And as we do it, we're just going to lubricate it.
That's that corner.
That's that corner. Whatever. All right.
Soak it, mate. Soak it. But don't be scared to wet it.
Yeah.
Because we're going to squeegee all this out.
So just use as much water and soap as you need. And don't let it fold.
Don't do that.
So what we'll do here is,
I've got it now.
Hold that nice and tight.
Yeah, go.
Make sure you don't have slippery floors because
we'll go skating.
We'll go. Yeah. All right.
Give it another good wet up on this corner. Right at the top there for me. Yeah, there.
The girls are probably watching us going, man, how much water they use.
Yeah. That's it. Hold that side for me.
Yep.
I want to grab that bottom corner.
That's it. And we've got to wet the panel as well.
Yeah. Okay, I've got it. Let go. Okay. Soak that panel. Look, this is our first time, so we're probably putting too much, but we just want to be safe because we want to be able to move it and manipulate it.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't wrap my books as a kid.
Yeah, I used to get mum to do it.
Yeah, same. So
we're going to find that edge. Yeah. Because it's really wet, you can slide it along like the girls said.
Yeah, and you can really manipulate it.
You got that corner?
Yep. So I'll
push this side up a bit more.
So the idea is to find how close we want it to sit to this top edge and line it all up, and then we'll start squeeging it from there. So maybe we're going to do is get rid of some water.
Yeah.
So we use our fingers at first just to get rid of the majority of the pool of water.
I wonder if people are looking now and saying, oh my god,
what are you doing? Stick to bloody buffing and coating.
We are, trust me.
We are.
Just doing our own.
Big props to people that do this.
Yeah. That's my way of it.
Yeah. So while I'm holding this part of it and a little bit of it is tacked down already, Rob can stretch his side a bit to manipulate where he wants it to sit. And then once we've got it in the right spot, we start squeeging from there. Alright, so we're at the manipulating part of this stage. So here you can see that the gap, if I get nice and close, it's about 3-4 mil. Oh, not even, probably about 3 mil. And Rob's just slightly stretching it to fill these corners in so we can get as close to the edge as possible.
Down.
So here we've got 0 gap at all. So we don't want to go too close to the edge because if it overhangs, you're going to get dirt and debris and stuff in there. It's going to eventually just rip itself off. So bringing this side down a bit. Rob's just tacking the first half of it on. And he's just
Trying to stretch it
and close that gap up. Now the front bar we're not worried about, so I'm getting a bull bar eventually. It makes it a little bit harder because this car's silver, so it's harder to see. So you gotta really pay attention to make sure there's no any bubbles left or moisture. So we'll start giving this a go and we'll report back.
Yep.
Alright, so we've got our first little bit of debris here. One second, let me get it focused. So the girls have said all you got to do is lift that bit of the wrap up, spray it a fair bit, and now we're lucky it's not stuck to the wrap, so we can actually just slide that off with our finger. There we go. One more little piece there. And then we can now still reapply because it hasn't tacked itself yet. And there we go, we've got a finish with no build up inside. Alright, so what Rob's doing now is doing what we call hot sealing. So the girls recommend that, or any PPF recommends that. Once you're done, you heat up all the edges so it seals it onto the paintwork so you don't get any lift off and you don't get no water and debris stuck in that, because if that's not sealed properly, it's got no chance to just lift up. So he's just working out a few bubbles and then he's sealing all the edge work, and then over the next say 24 to 48 hours, any minor bubbles that are underneath or caught a bit of moisture will eventually just dry out. But it's a good idea just to push out as many as you can now. Alright, passenger front guard done.
Done.
Pretty straightforward. What do you reckon it took us? Maybe 10-15 minutes, if that?
Yeah, we just took a little bit more extra time. There's a couple of little moisture bubbles, but they should tear out, or sorry, not tear out, but they'll dry out in the sun.
Yeah,
we just don't, you don't want to, if you've got a real small bubble in a tight spot, you don't want to try to push it too much. You end up start to stretch the stretch the wrap. So yeah, we're pretty much happy with this. Comes fitted up pretty good. We've got it pretty even around all the edges, and like they say in the video, you can actually pull them and stretch it and manipulate it a fair bit.
As long as you got the surface really wet and the film really wet, you can actually manipulate it a fair bit. It takes a bit of getting used to because you're not used to sort of moving it around as you do, but no, really stretchable, so you can close those gaps up as much as you want. And now that you can see it's installed, you can't tell the difference. The only difference I can see is probably a bit of extra gloss, hey?
Yeah, there's more gloss. With orange peel, it's pretty much the same as the original panel, so it hasn't added any extra orange peel, but definitely more glossy.
Yeah, the quality of the film.
So yeah, it's going to be fun. At least Phil can go away and feel safe, and I don't have to worry that I've got to be buffing.
We're going to be buffing, that's it. So, so far so good. We're happy with it. Let's do the rest of the panels and see how we go.
Look, I've been waiting too long and it shouldn't take a week. Put on your favorite dress, I see you got dancing feet. Party on a Sunday, drugs just a sleeper. Living for the moment, put it all on your Visa. Mona Lisa, Bonet, Patron in the OJ. Drink to you KO, any are you okay? Good taste in music, many fresh and Coldplay. First you like to work out, no Xannies or no cocaine. When Steve was chasing Laura, baby, all I want is you. When Brock was chasing Nurse Joy, all I want is you. When Thea wanted Justine, all I want is you. When Helga wanted Arnold, baby, all I want is you. But they don't listen. They can't make you feel the same way that I do. They can't love you all the same way that I do. When the time is right, then you should make a move. Hope it ain't taboo. Hope it ain't taboo. With you a bar right now. I need your heart right now. I feel the sparks right now. I need it all right now. We should just start right now. Look, cause I'm on the cloud right now. Let's paint the town right now. Buy what you like.
So now we're using a nice clean dry cloth to get all the surface water off, and then we'll be able to inspect where there's any sort of air bubbles, any fingers, any marks that need to be refixed and adjusted. Again, especially on a silver car, it's really hard to see. If this was a black car, you can see it instantly. So,
and then another thing, like if you've got a bubble up here somewhere, try not to bring it all the way down there. Just try to find this closest exit.
Yeah, that's it.
Work it out. And if you've got more of a gap on one side, what you do is then, we should have probably showed it before, but when there was still heaps of water here and that, if you've got more of a gap on that side, then start to stretch it with your hand and then just pull everything that way, and at the same time you're bringing these joints closer. So you can still...
I need your heart right now. I feel the sparks right now. I need it all right now. We should just start right now. Look, I've been waiting too long and it shouldn't take a week. Put on your favorite dress, I see you got dancing feet. Party on a Sunday, drugs just a sleeper. Living for the moment, put it all on your...
Alright, one side almost complete. It's probably been about just under an hour, Rob.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll take a few phone calls in between and filming and stuff, but so far, so good. I think this rear tub has probably been the hardest part, just due to the curvatures, the fuel flap, and such a large piece. Definitely need two people for it. The doors were quite easy because you got the handles to work off as a template. Front guard wasn't too bad either, a little bit harder with the curves again, but once you get the rhythm of it, actually pretty easy. So as I was mentioning earlier, it does cover up any like sort of swirl marks or light scratching, but when it comes to deep scratches like I've got here from a previous outing, you can catch a glimpse of that. Yeah, there you go there. So that's straight through the paint down to the bare metal, so there was no rectifying that. You literally just need a respray. So obviously the wrap can't cover that because that's too excessive, and I can even feel it through the wrap. That's how bad it was. But look, from a distance, being silver, you can't really see it. So this side's complete. This is probably one of the hardest part, getting around all these edges and the fuel flap. On to the next.
Ride to be so effortless, pessimist like an exorcist. Next to this, the best of this, left of this, it's been ever since. Plain and simple, train the mental, play the keys and hear my sound. Intonation, connotation, pencil in my ups and downs. On my words, read my lips, lust the rise, peel the clips. Passion mixed with poetry, potently poking me my shit. Sometimes I'm feeling divine, sometimes I'm losing my mind. I freak the beat, the beat, the beat, the beat, the beat, the grind. It's so my life's like, every note's like, right, steady quotes, quote the keys, knowing me and see me seize.
Alright, the camera died for some reason halfway through, but we finished that back door in 4.5 minutes, or just over, and Rob's just heat shrinking the edges now. So that's with two of us. You know, we've done half the car already, so we've got sort of the hang of it, and that's pretty impressive, man. Say 5 minutes a panel. There you have it, guys, all done. Just under 2 hours, or just on 2 hours roughly.
Yeah, a lot easier than what we thought. For a DIY kit, it's perfect. If you're going out bush bashing, or you know, you're just a little bit worried about, you know, scratching the sides of your cars and whatnot, this is the perfect choice. It was easy to do, fits perfectly. It's increased the gloss, and yeah, you stand a couple of meters back and you can't even tell that there's anything on there. Yeah. The hardest part of this would have been the snorkel, because we had to cut around it, and it probably would have been like, if you want to get it perfect, then pull the snorkel off or make a template. But we just basically cut around it. Yeah. Other than that, quite easy. Because this is the 5-year one, we are going to ceramic coat it. So we're going to let it dry for a few days, and then we're going to give it a ceramic coating just to give it, you know, some more hydrophobic, some more protection.
Yeah, it's easier to clean and
easier to maintain.
So you sort of make sure the coating you're using is safe to use on wraps, so it's going to be a breathable coating, so it allows this to flex and have the self-healing properties still not manipulated. So which in our case our one is, so it's fine. And yeah, so still got a couple of little bubbles here and there which will sort of dry out over the next couple of days.
Yeah, so they're just water bubbles. So best way to tell, if the bubble is white, then you know it's air. You have to get that out. Sometimes you'll have to peel it back a bit, wet it, get it out straight away. If it's water, you can see fluid in there. Work them out. But if there is a couple of here and there that are water ones, that's fine. Just leave them in the sun. It will dry out. There'll be no problem. It's only when it looks white, you know it's air, and you got to get rid of them.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, so for a DIY, if you're looking to do something at your home to sort of save a bit of cost on getting it professionally done, where they're going to remove the panels and wrap it around the edges, great option. So I think this kit here in particular is about $1,200. Does both sides of the car. They give you all instructions specific to your vehicle, so you can't go wrong. And it's got the 5 years, like I said. So unless you're a bit anal and you don't want to see gaps and things like that, that's when you go to a professional to get it custom made, I guess. Yeah, what else, Rob? It was pretty easy going, eh?
So by all means, we're not professionals at this. This is the first time we've done it. So we just want to show people how it is to do it and how easy it is. Definitely you need 2 people. And yeah, if you've got a good relationship with your girlfriend or your wife, get them to help you. If not, get a mate.
Yeah,
much more fun.
And the best thing about it too is if say if I go off road and our damage is to beyond repair, they can just hit them up and just say, hey guys, I need a driver front guard, and they'll send you out just that single replacement, so you don't have to do the whole thing again.
Yep, fill it off and away you go.
So next time we go out bush, we'll report back, but yeah.
Claim to be perfect, I got a lot of issues. Once the verdict, Devin got murdered. Swear to God, I miss you. Slinging tracks, pay them back, kick it back. I wish I could bring them back. Wish I could get us out the hood for good. Sometimes I'm feeling divine, sometimes I'm losing my mind. I freak the beat, the beat, the feet, the beat, the grind. I keep it rocking, never stopping to the beat, y'all. And we gon' take it to the top, so my beat, y'all. I keep it rocking, never stopping to the beat, y'all. To the beat, y'all. To the beat, y'all. I keep it rocking, never stopping to the beat, y'all. And we gon' take it to the top, so my peeps, y'all. I keep it rocking, never stopping to the beat, y'all. To the beat, y'all. Yo, I ride to be so effortless, pessimist like an exorcist. Next to this, the best of this, left of this, it's been ever since. Plain and simple, train the mental, play the keys and hear my sound. Intonation, connotation, pencil in my ups and downs. Feel my words, read my lips, lust to rise, build eclipse. Passion mixed with poetry, potently poking me my shit. Sometimes I'm feeling divine, sometimes I'm losing my mind. I freak the beat,